members. Today I wanted to show you guys how to make some quinoa energy bars, perfect for the midday snack. To get your ingredients ready, you're going to need to soak half a cup of quinoa and cook it and then leave it to the side. Half a cup of agave nectar or honey, half a cup of bulgur wheat, half a cup of coconut, half a cup to a cup of peanut butter chips, 2 cups of oats, half a teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then 1/4 of a cup of flaxseed and applesauce. We're going to need cooked quinoa. Before you cook your quinoa, make sure that you soak it in water for about 10 to 15 minutes and drain that water out and kind of retop it with fresh water a couple times until you see the water goes clear, just to get all the bitter taste out. And then add your quinoa to boiling water. It's 1 part quinoa to 2 parts water. And you'll want to let it boil for about 10 to 15 minutes. Try to keep the lid on the whole time, so using a glass lid is always great so you can see through, and then you can start seeing when your water gets low. Hi guys, there's 2 parts to mixing this. You're going to have wet ingredients and dry ingredients. So I'm going to show you how to mix the dry ingredients first. You're going to take your 1 teaspoon of baking soda, put it in there, 2 cups of oats, half a cup of coconut, 1/4 of a cup of flaxseed, and then half a cup of buckwheat flour. Oh, don't forget, 1/4 of a cup of honey, agave nectar, whatever you want. And I do the good old visual pour. And that's 1/4. The next step in our quinoa energy bars is mixing our wet ingredients. So once the quinoa is cooked, you take that half a cup of quinoa, which ends up being about a cup, and put it in a bowl. And you add your cup of water, your 1/4 of a cup of applesauce, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now that we have our dry ingredients in one bowl and our wet ingredients in the other, you're going to take your wet ingredients and pour it into the dry ingredients. Mix it up. And then you're going to put all of this into a Pyrex pan. We want to put some Pam or some kind of non-cooking spray in the pan. Once you're done mixing up those wet and dry ingredients, you're going to want to put it into a Pyrex pan. Spread it out. Make sure you have your oven being preheated to 350. And then this next step is really up to you. There's lots of options here. You can sprinkle the top with peanut butter chips. You can take chocolate chips. You can take caramel chips, nuts. Some recipes I've seen use dried fruit. Whatever you'd like, you can add to the top, and then you just put this in the oven for about 15 minutes. Your quinoa bars are almost done. Put them in the oven at 350. I would look at them in 15 minutes. The recipe calls for 20, but I have never cooked them that long. The timer just went off for the 15 minutes, so I'm going to take a peek at them. And in my opinion, they're ready to go. However, the recipe does call for 20 minutes, so if you feel like that they need to go longer, I avoid cooking them much longer because I don't want them to get too dry.